Depending on your circumstances, living in rental housing can be a blessing or a curse. You may have no complaints if you live in a well-maintained property with top-notch management and excellent neighbors. However, if you constantly deal with maintenance issues, noisy neighbors, or insufficient space, it may be time for a change. In this video, we discuss 10 signs you're ready to find a new rental home. Feeling fed up with your current living situation? You're probably not alone. When it comes to rental housing, you don't always get to choose who you live next to, who takes care of urgent maintenance issues, or how secure your rental is. If your lease is almost up, here are 10 signs you'll want to find a new rental instead of renewing a lease at your current one. Your rent keeps going up. Periodic rent increases are normal and reasonable for most rental properties. However, excessive increases can put you in a situation where you can't afford to live there anymore. For example, in Washington, D.C., the rent increase limit for most rental properties is 3.5%. However, in many other areas of the U.S., the rent may be higher, forcing some tenants out of their properties. So if you cannot afford the rent after a large increase, it's safe to say you should look for a more affordable rental home. Noisy or disrespectful neighbors. When you tour a rental property for the first time, you may not have the chance to meet your neighbors. This can be problematic if you learn later that your neighbors are loud and obnoxious. There are plenty of ways to deal with this, whether you file a complaint or politely talk with them about the noise. However, if the issue never goes away, consider moving out at the end of your lease and finding a quieter neighborhood. Lack of safety and security. Feeling safe and secure in your home is crucial, whether you live in an apartment or rental home. After all, you never truly feel at home if you don't feel safe in your rental. Rentals must have basic safety features like working locks on windows and doors. Additional safety measures may include surveillance cameras and adequate outdoor lighting. However, if your rental lacks these basic safety features, consider finding a more secure property to move to at the end of your lease. You need more space. Perhaps you've outgrown your current rental property. If you moved in with just the basics and have accumulated more clothes, furniture, and household supplies, you may find yourself in a cluttered apartment. However, nobody likes living in clutter. So, if you don't have enough storage to fit all your belongings, it may be time to find a larger rental with adequate space. There's no parking available. Parking can be a major issue in rental properties, especially apartment buildings. After all, everyone wants to park as close to their apartment as possible. However, there are only so many spaces available. On top of that, there may be visitors to other renters' apartments who take up valuable parking spaces. So if you constantly have to park far away after a long day of work, you may feel fed up enough to find an apartment with more parking or at least assigned parking spaces. Constant roommate issues. Living with a roommate can have major pros and cons. For instance, while it allows you to split bills and have someone to keep you company, a bad roommate could also cause issues. For instance, if you find yourself constantly cleaning up after them or asking them to keep the noise down late at night, you may want to get out of that rental. Moving out after your lease is up allows you to either find another roommate or find a rental that you can afford on your own. You want better amenities. Over time, your wants and needs may change. For instance, when moving into your current rental, you may not have cared about a community pool or private access gym. However, if those are things you desire now, you may want to prioritize them when looking for a new rental property. Or, if you've been living without a washer and dryer on site and find it challenging to get to a laundromat each week, you may want to find a rental that provides these amenities. Ongoing maintenance issues. Living in a rental home with constant maintenance issues can be extremely frustrating. Whether you're dealing with a leaky sink or a broken dishwasher, it's important to have these issues resolved promptly. However, suppose you have an unresponsive maintenance crew or live in a property with more issues than not. In that case, you may want to look for a more updated, reliable rental property. The commute is too long. Commuting to work or school can be exhausting and take a lot of time out of your day. If you've recently gotten a new job that's further away from your rental, you may find it extremely inconvenient to drive there and back every day. So, finding a new rental property that's closer to where you need to go can save you time and money on fuel. When you know that your lease is ending, look for a rental closer to your job location or the university you're attending. Poor property management. Landlords or property managers who don't do their job can make your life much harder than it needs to be. Whether they ignore your maintenance requests, take weeks to answer your questions, or don't give notice before entering your rental, these issues can add up. As a renter, you deserve to be respected and live in a well-maintained rental unit. If you're struggling at your current apartment, research and find a new place run by property managers with good reviews. Property management can make or break your experience at a rental property. Managers treating you poorly or not doing their job can create an awful experience. However, the right team of property managers can make your experience better than you could imagine. It's all about finding the right company to rent from. For expert insights on a variety of rental industry topics, check back in for weekly video uploads and don't forget to hit the notification bell for exclusive updates. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. We will see you in the next video.